Baromama is a story first that Ma told me, that in Kolkata I was a baby in his arms, and when I came back to Bombay and he came along with us, and Baba stretched his hands out to take me, and I refused. I feel sad for Baba. I can almost feel the twinge of pain in his heart. And he actually sulked. Baba actually sulked. So that's Baromama. I mean, he can make you forget your own dad because he is the spirit of generosity. His eyes. I will remember the love in his eyes, the depths into which he could, just bring you. When when we were kids, we didn't understand that, but I now understand that he always used to say, "We've all come from Africa. We've all come from Africa," and so I think he had a sense of the oneness of the human race, and I didn't know from where it all came. He was simple in his white pajama and kurta, and he had a way about him which was incomparable. Not only the goodies that he brought as fruit or sweet or fish or the chacha cutlet that Biplab has talked so fondly about, and the way his being was. But his intellectual prowess was unknown to many. He was a voracious reader. And I remember he and Kathy Mummy trading books. He brought me to Leon Uris Citadel, and he would come over when Baba was gone, and he would just come, and he would be around. And at number 4, he would, just by his silent presence at the corner of that big hall, keep reading. And I'm sure he had conversations with his friends, with the noisy game of chess, which was such a celebration of friendship, of passion, and Sundays were blocked, and Baromama used to kind of really howl and shout and argue, and if we went there was no accessing him because he was gone. And yes, here was a person who didn't kind of have a room to himself. He did many years ago, and then he was like, in a small little room where there was a sliding door, and then even that was gone, and yet that person remained joyous, and brought me my first wristwatch before my class 10th exam, and called me Miru. And I used to be very embarrassed, because it was what kind of a name was that? A non-gender kind of a thing, and I was growing into a girl identity, so it wasn't so pleasant to be called Miru in front of others. And then of course I remember very, very vividly these sounds that he made. And there was a rhythm to it, and he would like, take your hand and just go like that, and then he would bring his fingers, and and then suddenly, he would just press your thighs or something. That was like, we just burst out laughing, or in excitement or glee. And yeah. And there was this enjoyment of food, of taste, uh, of everything, life. And we used to walk miles and miles through that book fair, and just go into, we just walked. And then there were these Durga Puja mandaps, and we used to, and Mama, as usual, used to tell him that this is very funny. Ma used to tell him that, don't make her walk so much, she will feel tired. And he said, then you will get tired if you walk too much, you'll get tired if you. And then he used to bring me this, that you went to your first school and I took you on the slide, and you did not come down the slide even once, you didn't even want to. I think for him, he just couldn't understand that. And I know now that, I know the reason or whatever, but the retelling of that story, and yeah. And then the graciousness with others, be it my father-in-law, or somebody you bring to him, or somebody he meets in your home, the kind of that gracious, warm, and interested temperament that I think he really did have wonderful conversations. And I'm sad that I don't have him now, because I just kind of pine for conversations. And then there was his illness, he was very grievously ill, and he would just go into these coughing fits, and I just used to feel so helpless, because there was no help, and he was gone to a hospital. And I remember that I was so devastated by that I wrote a letter to him, and Parvati Mummy said that he read that letter and he revived, and I don't know that if that's true, but I really called him from my heart to his heart. But yeah, that was and then when I was gone, and which was pretty early, when I was 22, I was gone, and I used to be in Cochin, or I used to be, and I used to really, really miss my Mamar Bari, and I used to really miss Baromama and each one of them, but and also his mama, which is Bordida, and they had a funny relationship, because he used to kind of not answer to her, and she used to have these strange questions, and she used to come and go very fast. We used to just be in splits, me and Fulguri, or and all of us used to laugh a lot about the way he used to respond, and the way that Shujit Mama would respond. Shujit Mama would come up with unthought of answers, and which again were so funny. But at the same time, and there was this bond, I think, with her. And I don't know, that space is very interesting for me, that space between the mother and the sons. And yeah. Well, Baromama didn't feel like he was not my own mama, or he was like Chunam Dada's mama or something. I mean, these things I haven't experienced. My ma was not like that. So he was, and totally equal, I felt. And then he had nicknames for everyone. He called Puljuri Pankhuri, and and I know that Lulu. I remember that he used to kind of tease us about English songs, or the way, if we were dressed in jeans, or if he spoke English, but without malice. Here was a person there was no malice in him, who could be so full of good humor and that depth of being, that you just felt revived in his presence. And I remember I used to go to the office, Sparkler Filters, and used to be sitting at his desk and used to be typing, and I wanted to also learn the typewriter. And he used to kind of type quite fast. And that was there. And of course, his generosity of spirit, his joie de vivre, however you pronounce it, I don't know, but the joy, the appetite for life, and yeah, I think that's all that's coming to me. I'll invite more stories to surface within myself, small stories, or yeah. But he was there. He was there when Baba was gone, and he was there, and not in a way that you felt that he had just he was feeling sorry for you, but he was just there for you, and totally there, totally there.